doing? Well, this is another miniature review. About 4 months from the time this video was made, back in, I think, February. I bought some miniatures to the game Infinity by Corvus Belli. And by the way, this is the main rule book right here, which has both the, has the main rule book for itself and an extra book that deals with a fluff called the core book. And I also got the human sphere because that explains the miniatures of what I got. Okay, well, I'm digressing here. But the point is, I just got, from that one video alone, I showed a handful of the models I've collected so far, and I'm going to finally painted those in addition to the ones that just got in afterwards, making it up to a total of 29. Again, I'm more of a collector than a player, but it's nice to know I've collected enough to where I could play with what I have, even though one's substantially larger than the other, so I have to pick and choose. But it's a skirmish game, you don't have to do a large number. So, as before, I got a few of the blisters and characters like Yojimbo and the Domara Butai. I've also collected a few others, including the starter box set of the Combined Army, which I got only for the guy in the red here, but the others are nice as well. Some more, the Hamaraki Zenzabutai. So, and a few others at that. With that said, let's show off what I got. Okay, so the first set I'm going to show off is from the Domorai Butai. These are a section of the Japanese Sectorial Army, the Yu Xing. I love the futuristic samurai look, so that's why I got it. Let's take a look at the results. Right here. So here's one of them. He's got two swords. Let's see. Yeah, painted them both purple. Now I'm not going to claim anything overly creative as far as the paint color. I painted these more or less as they are portrayed in the box, minus a few details. That's one of the reasons why I got this, because I did like the paint job they have. Now, if I may decide to grab more of these, I may do a different paint job. And for instance, for like the Umbrella Goddess, which I'll show in a little bit now, I always figured a few paint jobs would look neat. So here's one of them. Yeah, I'll set him back here. Here's the second one. Armed with a, this is the only one not equipped with a sword. That's okay, got an interesting weapon here. I think this weapon is the, let's see, the box says the Spitfire. The other one's dual wielding blades. The third one, similar to the other, I think it has a boarding shotgun as well as two swords. And by the way, for some reason this box set did not come with an extra backpack to finish it off, so I makeshift one. First glance may not know, but when you look at details, yeah, very crude job with the green stuff, but I'm happy with the results. At least he's complete. And the fourth one in this set, no, that's him. Okay, again, wielding a sword. I'm satisfied how these guys turned out. The next box set I'll show off is similar to the Domara Butai. These are the Haramaki Zenzabutai. Sorry if I don't have a camera that autofocuses. So I'll show you how these guys turned out. Here we got one. Are equipped with a gun. I think that's a combi rifle and a sword. Alright. And we have the next one right here. Again, similar equipped, just different posed. The only thing I did different from the box set is I painted the Hakama pants different for each one. So not all uniform. I tried to do something different. This one, sort of a gray and white. The other one, purple. The, let's see, this one right here. Again, got an extra sword, give him green Hakama pants. And for the fourth one, I gave with a blue, dark blue. Just love how all these turned out. Alright, for the next one here is one I showed in the first video. Yojimbo. Despite the samurai look, he is a mercenary, so anyone can hire him, in their army. And comes with all you see here. Let's see how he turned out. Well, first I'll show off his two companions. Little robot, crazy koalas. These are meant to be deployed out into the field and explode towards your enemy. Kinda cute. So, yeah, there's those guys, but then the main guy himself, will show him on foot. Has his own special gun here. Got his sword ready to go. Oh, by the way, this guy in the books themselves, he is named after the character Yojimbo from the famous Akira Kurosawa films. So the Infinity does that a lot. They'll take historical or pop culture reference and make characters out of them. In one army, they have a William Wallace. In another army, they have a Joan of Arc. So, and in my earlier video, I showed they had Musashi. But here we got Yojimbo. He's a mercenary for hire, and here he is, ground glory on his motorbike. I like how it turned out there. Got the sun on top, helmet behind, his guns on the other side, ready to go. And this is the first effect I did, like on this headlight here by the wheel, how you had that sort of gem-like look. It's the first time I ever really accomplished that. Usually the time I just paint it blue and then put a little ink spot on it, and that was enough. But I'm kind of glad I did that. You don't see it much on the other side because it's hardly in the room, but definitely see it here. It's a very good effect if you can achieve it. So, there we go. Now, what's next here? Okay. Now here, I'm going to start with the blister packs, which, neat thing about the blister packs is they come with these nice little cards. You actually see what they look like painted up. So, let's start with these three. Alright, so these are the Kaisotsu Butai. They're each armed differently. This one came with two. They got a rocket launcher, they got a heavy gun. So let's take a look at the basic guy with the combi rifles. This was a 2-pack. Alright. Got a male and female. So I got these just for basic troop ideas. So while you can pick and choose any particular individual miniature you want to post in your army, you could choose like one of these, one of Domarai Butai. Unlike in Warhammer 40,000 other games, you don't have to get full squads. You could choose this one, pick and mix that one. There's some criteria to follow, but more or less you can pick and mix due to different skills and what your points available. And then we have the Kensoto Butai with a heavy machine gun, and that is a big heavy gun. Pretty nice, straightforward. So there we go, and then we got the rocket launcher. Because sometimes you may have to face that big opponent, you just need to hit, an extra hit. So yeah, I painted it green with a little silver. So yeah, there's that. The next ones, let's see. Oh, to kind of go with them, I kind of have a couple options here. This one I thought was a neat one. The Kepetai, sort of a female fighter here, got a weapon and and a sword. Pretty simple, straightforward. Didn't take me too long to paint, but and I like the simplicity of it. Kind of like that sort of neo samurai look. But also we have Nico, who's this guy. Actually full of Domarai Takeshi Nico Oyama. I guess you could go with a Domarai Butai there, but here he is. Just kind of has that leader look to him. Now, normally when I paint armor, I usually paint in a metallic color, but this is the first time I ever painted armor with some metallics and a flat, painted color like this. I mean, with the exception of Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines. But I did enjoy using that white. It's first time I have miniatures of this color range. It shows a different two different shades of camo green for the thigh pads, blue sword. Yeah, most of the swords I paint with colors here, bright colors, with the exception of one I'll show you right here, and that is a Oniwaban Shinobu Kitsune. Oniwabans are special ninja type characters in the game. This one is a special character, whereas she has a name herself, whereas others are just simply Oniwaban. So it's a special character here first. And here she is. She seems to be well favored throughout the game. Now, you notice I did not paint her arms green. I painted them blue. I wanted to see how it turned out, and I'm okay with it, although I don't have the skill to paint a real glowing effect like they did with the greens there. It would be nice to do, wouldn't it? Maybe next time, gave her the white hair, blue undertones. Turned out quite nicely. Now you have two versions of this of arms here. One where you have the sword sticking out, the other one with the sword as if she's pulling it from the scabbard. So you have a choice there when you ever get these. Now, the next one is the basic Oniwaban. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing these Japanese style names. I'm not, not used to it, but again, he's just a neat looking miniature. There are a couple of basic ninjas. This one's a special type ninja, and here he is. Again, I painted him in a similar blue. Gave him a green sword. Kind of faded look from black to red on his scabbard. But it turns out nicely there. And another one is Seto Togan, Mercenary Ninja. Now, my original plan was, turned out quite nicely. I wanted to give him a green look on his arms and legs, sort of a green metal plates instead of the traditional silver or what have you. Now, one of the thoughts I had an idea, and in between the joints, I would paint like a bright blue, then carefully paint the metal over it to where it looks like it had glowing blue lines. But I went against that, but I did give him bright blue hair. Dark pants with a sort of a teal highlights there. Yeah, wonderful green sword. Very nice. Now, if you look this guy up on Google Images, there are some creative things they've done with this character. But I'm satisfied with the results here. Alright, I'll just set him down. Now, my last blister pack I got, technically anyway, I'll get to that in a moment, is a Shavasi Korak Spec Ops. I love the look of the miniature, although according to the website, this particular one doesn't have stats, but you could use it for whatever your Shavasti purposes you have there. This is one of the Combined Army, which is an alien race that's causing devastation. So here it is. This one's more or less similar to what they show in the picture here. The shade darker on the cloak here. I use a scaly green and I lighten up the shades. Has a range weapon here. Again, did similar gem effects on the parts of the gun. It has two weapons. One of them is a bright yellow one, highlighted there. Guess I could have went a little step further and just highlighted this with a white, or lighten up the yellow a bit for an extra highlight. But again, not complaining. Now, by the way, I painted this with a bright yellow with a brown type of a wash. You had to carefully go back and forth so it displays evenly. Not so much on the other side, but there again, very satisfying results. And kind of like how I did the face there. I like how that one shade of green with a yellow highlight just stands out under the green hood. Gives a very serpentine look that they have. Now, before I get to the last of the aliens, this next one here was an exclusive miniature that came with the, sorry about this, is Outrage, which is the manga comic set in the Infinity universe. Sorry, it's not perfectly in focus. But I did a review on this one, and it came with an exclusive miniature of the main character, which is Noth. And here he is. So, there he is, gave him a brown cloak. I found some pictures online. I took elements from it. Let's see, painted little plates here with a black underneath a red undertone. Gave him sort of an older look on his hair. That's probably the most age. I've never done hair and a beard quite like this, where you can see this age and all that. Gun, usually I just paint these with a metal highlight, but this time I kind of coated parts with a teal. Painted a red laser point there. But I'm glad how it turned out nicely there. Used like different shades in the wash on the different shades of gray and highlights for the boots. Particularly like how that turned out. Kind of gave it a sort of mixture of a metallic blue with a silvery type blue, then highlighted that on the arms and such. But very nice. I'm glad he turned out just like that. Now, last comes from the box set of this Combined Army starter pack. There's alien races. This is a starter box where you want to play the Combined Army. And I got this box set specifically for this guy right here. All the rest are nice, but mainly this guy right here. So I'll show him last. So here we go. You got your three basic like the Unidron Batroids. There are three of them, all equipped the same but different poses. Here are two of them. Now this one is one of the ones I did different color than what the box set shows. I gave it again, a combination of a blue and a silver mix, and dry brushed that on top, and then I used a little blue ink, and then highlighted a bit. So, of course, there's some skin exposed there, so I painted it with a sort of a flesh color, a pink, and then used a wash and highlighted that, so it stands out a bit. The third guy in the group, his arms are extended out, ready to go. Again, these were not the miniatures I would get, but they look nice enough. I'm glad I got them, and if I ever do play with this, which is less likely, nice to know I can play with, I have something to play with another one. Now, the next one here is, let's see, the Fracta Trihedron drop unit. Now this one, again, did not paint like the box set. I decided to go with a little green and some blue there. I guess when you look at it, it kind of reminds me of the Striking Scorpions of the Eldar Warhammer 40,000. But I like the details I put into that. Very vibrant, a little varied. Definitely one that stands out, height-wise. The next one here is a Makrep Tracker. Decided to paint this one a blue sort of, blue sheen. Now this little white, light blue here, that was unintentional as I was painting the base, but first glance I hardly noticed it, so I'm not going to make any, deals to correct it. Liked how the back worked out here. Teal colored shoulder pads and face mask with the bluish silver mix. Gun, I put a little details into blues right here. Very nice. I like the way it stands out. Painted it in orange with a little wash on the horns, then highlighted with an orange and yellow mix. Turned out quite nicely. Makes it stand out a bit. Now the final one. This is the last one I painted. This is the Umbra Legatus, sort of the leader character of this. I'm, more or less as I portrayed it here. A few differences because I can never match fully, but what little differences I make are my own. So yes, sort of different shades of red, some dark red, some brighter red, and some metallic red, some washes. But I just love the way this one looks. Sort of turned out nicely. Painted a light blue, use a blue wash, and then highlighted the edges. Kind of gives a glowing effect, sort of a power blade look. Can't get too close. There's his hand. I put a little metallic red on the edge of the knuckles. And for the belt, let's see, the shoulder pads, the chest plate, and his face, I kind of put a metallic red, and then I mixed a little bit of that metallic red with a higher of with a metal to brighten it up, and it makes a good highlight. You can see where it brightens up on the top here. Works real nicely. So there you go. The Umbra Legatus of the Combined Army. So here you are, about 29 miniatures, including the small little crazy koalas there that made up this batch of Infinity miniatures. And I have to admit, I love to design these miniatures, and I'm thinking about getting some more in the future, particularly the Aleph. I love the Greek motif they put into that. And I'm going to put a slideshow before and after of the paints. So thank you all for watching. Enjoy the slideshow. You all have a nice day.